YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS. This is to my left or to your right, Joe Johnson 030. We are here to do a spoiler-filled review for Arrow A.W.O.L, episode 11. There's a lot of things that go down. We're just going to kind of touch on some of the key moments that we're going to talk about as far as spoilers. So if you've not seen the episode, do not watch this any further. Just take this, put this in your watch again later, and come back to it, because we're going to go into the deep cut of what's going on. So I guess one of the easier things to talk about, Joe, would be the Felicity and Oliver dynamics. What were the things that you thought about was interesting about the Felicity and Oliver situation?
Why are you laughing? Well, I think what's interesting, definitely towards the end, it's kind of weird for me to like just jump towards the end of the spoiler review because there's a lot that takes place in the episode. But their entire dialogue leading up to the end, it just hits the nail on the head, right, so to speak. It ties everything so much well together. When Oliver's talking to Felicity, and basically he's telling her, I'll find a way for you to walk again.
Yeah, that was really deep.
Yeah, so.
But even like what preceded that, like Felicity starts taking these medications for her body. She's probably in agonizing pain. She can't feel anything from the waist below, and all of a sudden she sees this other incarnation of herself. And it is how she used to look before she met up with Oliver and before she got into the program and stuff like that. And this other part of herself is combating. And there's an interesting sequence that happens where Felicity Smoke and her other half and Oliver are sitting there talking with her, and she just tells them to shut up. And it's like she's really kind of battling her own demons. Like she's battling her own fears and aggressions that she's still holding on to with the past. And even with everything she's done now, it's like, for what? Because now she's in, the wheelchair. And it was like, that was a really powerful sequence to me, specifically on Stephen Amell's side, because I could literally see the tears welling up in the back of his eyes, as well as even like, old girl Felicity, to do two different roles at the same exact time and combat back and forth like that. I think it was a really good control sequence, even though, like you said, leading up to the point where it's like she accepted, like, okay, this is not who I am anymore. She burned her old picture, and he was like, look, I know this is like not getting her hopes up, but I've seen everything go down, and I promise you, to some capacity, we're gonna find a way of getting your legs back. I thought that was really cemented well, but even the way it started, I thought it was done really well. But because you're giving a lower rating than you normally do, what were some of the things you didn't like about the episode? Now we got 4 range of spoilers. What was the thing that kept it at a 7.5 or 8 out of 10 versus a 10 out of 10 for you in this episode?
I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. I think a couple of things I have to do with it probably is I didn't feel like seeing Felicity's alter ego. I didn't feel like towards the end of this episode, I didn't really feel like it mattered. Reason being is because I felt like it was like her pretty much like talking to herself was gonna have was gonna lead on to, not at this point in the game, I don't know, maybe it was. I thought it was gonna lead on to something else that that would dramatically affect her and her decisions. Mm-hmm. To where she might make like a wrong decision, or it might like drastically affect the team or something like that. Mm-hmm.
And it did. Diggle almost got killed.
Kind of.
Like, it didn't have a direct effect, but at the same exact time, it was like, I think that the thing is, like, she's no longer the Felicity that we know, and she's no longer the past Felicity. She has to move on to something more because of her situation. So it's like, she came out of it with a new codename. I can't remember the codename. Was it Watch? Overwatch. Yeah. And it was funny when that came up because Oliver was like, Oracle's already been taken. And so that was like a nod to Barbara Gordon, who got paralyzed and became Oracle. And why they would even put that in there, because every Batman fan out there probably heard it and was like, oh, snap, I can't believe they did that. But I guess you're right. I mean, it wasn't necessary, but at the same time, they had to show, to some degree, like, her issues with everything that happened. Because, I mean, that has to be traumatizing. To be one day be walking and then not. I guess that's the best way to...
No doubt.
Speeding up the process versus kind of letting it drag on for, like, 3 episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, shoot. I had a problem with them killing Amanda Waller.
Yeah, that's another thing, too.
Yo, like, how...
Kind of like one of my issues.
I mean, well, it didn't hurt my score, because I gave it like a 9.5 or 9.3 out of 10. But, as a DC buff and a mythos enthusiast of the DC lore, you cannot kill Amanda Waller. Like, they should have at least at the end of the episode showed, okay, that's one of her clones, or she set up the whole entire facade just to get them back into the game, or understand something, or she's working for them, or something like that. Like, for them to show, like, her head have a hollow point in it and blood dripping out, like, that's Amanda Waller. Like, you can't kill her. Like, no, that's cheesing, bro. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, if I judge this episode just on that alone, the episode would be like a 5 out of 10, because they can't do that. That's not something that they can do. And I already had a problem with them killing Deadshot, and them taking, like, Deathstroke and kind of putting him in a different standpoint. And all of this is because they have movies coming out. That's the only reason why they won't. But yet they say that the TV universe is separate than the movie universe, but then they're killing the characters in the TV universe. So I have a real problem with it, real talk. But what was your real thoughts about it?
I mean, I completely agree with you. I mean, it just didn't make sense to me. Did not make sense at all.
Maybe they did it on purpose because they couldn't have the character on the show anymore.
I don't know. It just didn't make sense. Yeah. Yeah.
But
and not only that, but who she was killed by. Like, I was like,
nobody.
Yeah, I was like, really?
That Diggle's younger brother beat the crap out of her.
I was like, really? Like, I was like, this is way too easy. It's like, it's way too easy. I mean,
figured she would have been prepared
if she was
for
gonna
that.
go out, you gotta have something like major. I feel like they took over that compound way too easy. Yeah. Way too easy.
That's why I thought that she might have been involved in setting the whole thing up. That's what I thought, you know? And it didn't, I mean, they never showed, like, any sequence after that. And I got bothered by that, too. But all in all, like I said, this was a good, solid episode for me. Specifically the Diggle and Andy sequences, like, with them, in their army days, with them working together. Even, like, Andy expressing at one point when, like, Diggle was desperate to try to save his wife. It's like, look, you have no one else. Like, you just got me. And it's like, you really gonna risk that? I thought that sequence was really strong, and even like the resolve from it, like Diggle showing, his younger brother, his newborn baby. Like, I thought that was really epic and really emotional, and I really like those sequences between Andy and John Diggle more than anything. I think that cemented this episode. This episode really was a Diggle episode. What they really could do is give Diggle his own show, and I mean, he could literally carry it his own different way. But what was your last final thoughts?
I said my piece. YouTube, party peoples.
So hopefully y'all enjoyed our spoiler-filled review of the episode A.W.O.L, Arrow, episode 11. Stay tuned. We'll be back again. Oh, and I did a lot of reactions to specific sequences. So stay tuned for that. It's coming up tonight as well. Y'all take care.